All right, bro. Jabbar, how are you, man?
Good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, how's everything?
All good, man. Can't complain, bro.
Right off the bat, yeah, I was in a bit of research and I heard that you're a wanted man.
Yeah, for a little while, you know.
Really? Was that in Syria, though?
No, that was here.
And still, it's like I'm the last of the real. It's like I'm the last of the real.
What? In the UK?
So basically, I come back to England,
Yeah.
and I decided to go to a Palestine march. Next thing I know, I'm on a wanted poster, bro. And the worst thing is, the UK, like, I don't know what they done, the Metropolitan Police. They went to my Instagram, took
Yeah,
a
yeah.
picture from my Instagram, posted it on a poster and said, we don't know where this guy is. Can you identify him?
Well, what did you do?
Nothing. So the charge that they tried to get me on was driving offences. I don't have a license. So basically, I stuck it on them. I made a couple videos. I was like, listen, you lot are taking a mick. I said, what kind of nonsense is this? I don't drive. How can you say I was going through a Jewish area causing havoc and making anti-Semitism when I don't drive? So yeah, they ended up deleting all the pictures and stuff. They apologized to me, but basically what they did was because I was phoning them constantly, I was putting it on them.
Yeah.
They ended up saying, listen, we need you to sue us. That's literally what the copper said to me, because he was a Muslim guy. He goes to me, listen, bro. He said, this is a joke. He said, I've been searching up why you've been put on this poster, etc. And bear in mind, these men were running my picture as ads on Instagram, bro, to promote their new documentary that they got, the Met documentary. So I was like, you lot are taking the piss. So yeah, man, I ended up basically just going ham on them. I've got a couple of lawyers, inshallah, and we're gonna wait.
Oh, is it still an ongoing process?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna sue him, bro. I said, you're taking the mick, bro. Defamation all the way.
What's the documentary?
What, their one?
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea. It's just about the Met and what they do and etc. But it's like literally the picture was there and underneath it says, stay tuned for the Met documentary. And they just run it on AdSense.
Are you Syrian?
No, I'm not.
Where you from?
I'm originally from Pakistan.
Okay. But you spent how many years in Syria?
10 years, bro.
And when'd you come here?
Well, I got back in 2022.
So why'd you go there?
So it's a long story. The reason why I went to Syria wasn't necessarily my own idea, because obviously I was 13 at the time.
Yeah.
But basically it came off the back of my uncle being an aid worker himself. And I saw him going to a lot of places. So he was on a very famous flotilla that went to Palestine in 2010 called the Mavi Marmara. He was on convoys that went to Palestine before that. So he was doing charity work throughout. But he ended up moving to Syria. And in doing so, he basically phoned my mum and said, listen, I've got a widow's camp out here. I need some help. I can't really connect with these sisters. So my mum, obviously being a widow at that time, because my father passed away when I was young, she was like, all right, cool, I'm up for it. So she basically made the decision to go.
So all of you just moved together?
That's it. So it was just like a whole kind of family move. My brother and sister's still out there. Everyone's still out there. But it's just one of those things.
So why'd you come back here then?
So myself, I have a heart problem from birth.
Right, okay.
I was born with an artificial ventricle. And basically it was getting serious out there for me in terms of my health. I ended up in hospital for like a good year and a bit, like in and out. So it was difficult, and it was basically like stopping me from working. So there wasn't a point of me being out there in a sense. So I ended up coming back.
Tell me about like your time in Syria then.
So my time in Syria, there's lots to it. 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, from the beginning, like
Wait, how old were you when you went there?
2013, so I was 13 years old, bro.
Okay.
So yeah, at the beginning, see, the thing is, a lot of people don't realize when I went to Syria, it wasn't like going through the border and you go to Syria. I basically went on a like family holiday to Turkey, as far as I knew. Went to go see my uncle's daughter being born, and you basically just walk across the field and you're in Syria. So it doesn't really sink in, because it's just like you're still in Turkey but you're in Syria kind of thing. The only way I realized was basically from the refugee camps. So when I started seeing the tents and stuff, I was like, okay, this a bit different. But yeah, when I first got there, my main focus and my main work was behind the scenes. I used to do all the media work. I co-founded a charity alongside my uncle called Live Updates from Syria.
Nice.
So yeah, alhamdulillah, we've got a big platform on Instagram. So I was doing that, always filming, always out there, just doing random things. I've been to many different areas that were like under bombardment, from Aleppo to Latakia, different places. I've been under like the most like maddest places in the maddest bombardment. Like I remember a time in Idlib when the war was like brewing, and obviously they were fighting for the area of Idlib itself, the rebels and Bashar. Because of that, obviously the areas around it were getting airstriked. So I remember like literally sleeping the night in a trench. So I literally dug the trench myself and had to stay in there. And at one point, for a bit of bants, I was a bit like, no, forget this, man. Like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in it. I'm gonna go into the house. I need to go and like rest. But as soon as I got out, boom, right in front of me. So I was like, forget this. You know what? I'll stay in the trench, innit?
So you saw a bomb in front of you?
Right. Bro, I've seen many bombs, many airstrikes, many like different things, man. I've seen people killed in front of me.
Swear.
Yeah. Yeah, Syria is not really a joke in terms of that type of stuff. Obviously, I always try and make everything in my life like optimistic and kind of hopeful and a bit funny at the same time, because I myself, the way I deal with bad situations is just I make it into a laugh and a joke. But obviously at the same time, there's a lot of seriousness to it. There's a lot that I've learned from my time there. There's a lot that, you know, I try to go out there and like kind of propagate and explain to people this is what the situation is. Because right now, obviously, we all know the situation in Palestine is very, very similar to what I went through in Syria. You know, the constant bombardment, people moving from areas, you know, just to give like an insight in how that whole situation happens. You know, we used to go in like cars, which are like little minibuses, and we used to have like maybe ambulances that have been sent from the UK. This is one thing that they don't have out there. Ambulances that were sent from the UK, we used to convert them so they have seats inside, go and pick up people that are coming from areas and fleeing from their towns and take them to the refugee camp. So a similar thing happens in, you know, Palestine right now. I remember, you know, subhanAllah, I dropped a video yesterday on this where I was talking about the differences between the UK and Syria. And one of the things I was talking about was, you know, being under the trees here, we'd see it as like, you know, someone's resting or, you know, family on a picnic. But out there, 3, 4 in the morning, we used to go on distributions to people that are living under the trees. Some people even spanning over months because they got nowhere else to go. That's the only place that they can find shelter. So yeah, man, there's been a lot of different things and a lot of different stuff that I've seen out there.
So when you saw those things, did you not like get like PTSD? Like, how did you cope with all of that being there?
You know what? Alhamdulillah, I haven't got PTSD. I say the only kind of like closest thing to PTSD I would say I had was when I got back. You know, Heathrow Airport is very close, bro. So hearing those planes go over my head, I was a bit like ducking and diving. But other than that, like after I got used to it, it was alright. Because for me, whenever I hear a plane out there, it means, yeah, there's a problem gonna happen. So I would always try and avoid it.
And what did your family say about it?
My family, in terms of what?
In terms of like when you saw all those things, did they not like warn you? Did they not like worry about you being there?
Not necessarily. Like my family, obviously, yeah, in a kind of general sense, of course, they worry for us. They feel like, you know what, this is difficult, but they understand why we're doing what we're doing. To understand, if it was kind of because I've got criticism a lot before, especially on my pages, I get a lot of like hate, a lot of message, because people don't really understand it. I think people think that when we do this stuff, especially with charity work, some people might deem it as like clout chasing in like war zones. And it's like, if I really wanted to do that, I don't think I'd be in the midst of a war zone, you know what I'm saying? But you get that hate everywhere. But this is what it is. If I was doing it for those type of reasons, then I would understand. But because we did it for the sole purpose, and I hope, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it from us, of helping people and, you know, giving a little bit of what we have and the blessings that we have in the UK to them, it's a whole different story. And I think my family understand that from us.
But they're still over there?
So yeah, so my mum and my immediate family is there. My mum, my brothers and sisters, but my general family, my grandparents, everybody else is back in England.
And you're living with them?
Yeah. So I'm married now. I've got my own kids.
Oh, so congrats, bro.
That's it, man. I got back, got married, so alhamdulillah, like, I'm in my own kind of house and stuff, but close to family.
You not don't want to go back to visit?
Not right now. Obviously, with my health, I have to kind of focus on that. This is one thing that I learned in my life. If you can't look after yourself, you can't really help other people. And to be honest, it was a harsh kind of reality that hit me because I didn't expect to be unwell that quick. And like with me, because of my heart problem, basically throughout the years now, when I get older, it's only going to get worse. So my health is going to kind of just deteriorate. So I'm planning to go other places. I'm planning to, you know, go to different atrocities, try and help out, but I won't be based there. I'd always be based back in the UK.
How did the heart problem start?
It's from birth. So literally when I was born, I was actually pronounced dead. Yeah, man, it's a mad story. So my mum and my dad were told that, listen, give up this. There's no point for this kid. He's not alive. And then, you know, miraculously, I'd say, alhamdulillah, I was born and they were able to kind of treat it. So I was born with my ventricle wasn't working, so my blood flow wasn't coming out the right color. So my body was blue. After doing an operation and all of the like years in hospital, alhamdulillah, I was all good. So I made it like 23 years, you know, man, without even knowing that I was supposed to be alive. So alhamdulillah, man, can't complain.
How you coping with Ramadan with that?
I'm loving it. This is my first Ramadan, you know, that's like, you know, you feel the vibe in the UK. I'll tell you that much. You don't have that in other countries, man. You know, to be able to go to like Taraweeh or to be able to go out and like just link up people and stuff. I didn't have that before. It was always work. So like I remember I mentioned this like a couple of days ago to somebody. My Ramadan schedule, you know, when I was in Syria was nuts. I used to basically finish work at 8 a.m. So I would sleep for 2 hours, be ready again to go on an admin mission to the refugee camps to take down names of people that we're going to distribute to.
That's mad.
Yeah, man. And sometimes I had to do this in the morning. And then basically go back home, get all the food, get all the things. Obviously, I was running 4 media teams out there. So I basically have to make sure all the cameras are ready. Everybody's got their stuff for different missions. Every team knows what they're doing. Then kind of have that media brief. Then before, like between Asr and Maghrib time, so about 4 to about 6, now I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to go and give all the meals out, go find different families. In the same time, we're doing other stories and other stuff that we need to post. So I have to go and make sure the team's doing like the Ramadan stories of like families that we want to get their voices out there, different things. And then obviously all night we got live streams. So it's just constant work. So I've never had the chance to go to Taraweeh like this. I've never had the chance to be like on a little bit of like an easy route.
What's that live stream of?
So we used to do basically like, so sometimes we used to do 24-hour live streams. Yeah. Sometimes we would do standard night live streams. But what it is to fundraise. So some of the stuff that we do now, like sadly I can't even use my platforms as much because I'm restricted so badly. Like obviously doing the work that you do, especially like doing the work that I do, I get restricted all over the place, man. I can't go live on Instagram. My TikTok is set to Turkey, so I basically don't get a UK audience. It doesn't build up.
Wait, hold on. So if I release this, can I release this then?
Yeah, I think you can, man.
Is the Met Police gonna come after me as well?
You know what it is? That people get a misconception as well that, you know, anything that we do is illegal or whatever. It's nothing like that. But the thing is, look, in a general sense, and we've seen this from before, from different, you know, activists and aid workers, etc. People like Loki, heavily censored, but the work that they do is important. So man,
he's still spamming his content.
100%, and that's what it is. It's just about kind of pushing it out there. So even with the live streams that we do and that type of stuff in the night, it's all about thinking of ways to try and bring people in and try and push out content, because the more avenues we use and the more platforms we use and the more places we can get it out, the more likely we'll reach more people. So even though like some of our accounts are on like 300k, bro, but our viewership's only like 20 people. Yeah. Do you understand? And we know that that's it. It's because we're censored. We're shadow banned. But it is what it is. It's about trying to reach even that one person that sees that content and says, you know what, I want to make a change, or you know what, I can offer something to the world. That's all we need. You know, even in our own community, and this is one thing that I've seen in the UK that I feel like we need to do more of. Our own communities, we don't focus on our own people. You know, we need to be doing more for our own people. We need to be doing more for, you know, the homeless around us. We need to be doing more for, you know, the people in the UK. So I advocate for that. I push that a lot. So yeah, man, there's a lot that goes into it.
I wanted to talk about as well, just you come across that ISIS.
Okay, yeah.
Can you
What
talk
do you
about
mean? So me coming across them as in like the first time I kind of...
Yeah.
So with ISIS, one, obviously I'll make this very clear. I don't ascribe to any group, gang, any flipping ism or schism, I'd rather say. Because a lot of people get that misconception being in Syria, especially with the breaking news of like Shamima Begum and these type of people. I don't associate with these people, and I don't like them, if I'm being honest, because I honestly believe what they tried to do was messed up. But basically my first altercation with them was a time where I basically walked out of a masjid in Syria, and I didn't really know who these people were at the time. I was about 14, 15 years old. And I've come out, and they basically tried to G-check me. That's what, in a sense, it was. They basically would have killed me on the spot. That's the honest truth. That's how ISIS were. They were very cutthroat. And I'm lucky that I'm not a Syrian, because otherwise I would have got murked.
What, do they know you?
They didn't know me, but they knew of people that know me, innit? That's what it is. So obviously, being a foreigner out there, you're going to have a lot of people that know you. I can walk down the street right now. If I went back to Syria, everyone knows me there. And I'm not just saying that to kind of toot my own horn, but alhamdulillah, I've made that effort to meet with people, to go and sit with people. I used to go and sit in the shops just to chill with people, because I wanted people to know that, look, we're safe guys, we're chill. Do you understand? We come here to help you guys. If you guys need anything, we're always here, you know? And people really, you know, came close to us because of that, because we actually made the effort to show them that, look, you're the Syrian people. This is your country. We're guests here. Whereas ISIS didn't have that mentality. Their mentality was, we are like basically the rulers. Everybody else, shut your mouth. We're in charge. So, yeah, basically going back to the altercation, I've come out the masjid, and my man, I've seen about 8 guys surround me. They're all masked up, all gunned up. And they basically go to me, listen, they were asking me a question, but the reason why they were asking it is to be technical, to find out or to get an answer for themselves. So the question was, who is Morsi? I said, I don't know who Morsi is. At the time, I was a young kid. I don't know about politics, brother. I had no idea. I said, I don't know who Morsi is. They said, okay, if you don't call Morsi a kafir, then you are a kafir. Straight up, bro. So there was no like, oh, you know, this is who he is. What do you think of him? Like, they don't ask like that. They're just like, do you think this guy's a kafir? I said, no.
Kafir is basically atheist.
Yeah. So anyone that's non-Muslim in a sense.
Yeah.
Anyone that doesn't believe in Islam. So this is what it is. If you don't prescribe to our idea, then you're dead. Then the guy literally tried to read me my rights like I'm getting like a death sentence, bro. My man said to me, so this means your blood is halal for us, so we can come and kill you. Your women folk, as in my mum, my brothers and sisters, is halal for us, so we can come and take them. So, and obviously we all know they were doing mad stuff, like taking women as prostitutes, like for themselves as like, what you call it, slaves and whatnot. So they would do this stuff. They didn't have a care in the world, bro. What do you call it? So basically they just going off a list. Alhamdulillah, I managed to get away. I ran off. I knew the area. I ran off, legged it, went down some other roads, whatnot. And the reason why they didn't shoot at that point is because obviously they have to make sure that I'm not the wrong guy. Because if they shoot the wrong guy, they're going to have backlash in the area. So alhamdulillah, you know, I managed to evade it. But I've seen many, many things from them. One of my closest mates, his younger brother, was 14 years old. He was a Hafiz. So basically, he, mashallah, tabarakallah, he learnt the Quran by heart. And he was in a masjid with other students. That's what they were doing. They were just learning Quran. and ISIS went in there and done a suicide operation, claiming that we've accomplished something by killing these kids. So, and we had to bury them, bro.
You witnessed that?
I witnessed it, bro. I had to bury one of my mate's younger brothers, bro. And these things don't leave you, do you understand? So when people say to me, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I know what I'm talking about, do you understand? I get a lot of criticism from lads in the UK that have no idea, never been out there in their life, but they want to tell me, okay, but this is right and this is wrong. No, bro, you don't know. Then this is the honest truth. You know, I've been in a situation where I basically went with one of my mates to go and see a couple of his mates. And we basically walked into their office and there's blood all over the floor, bro. They're all dead. Do you understand? Because of an ISIS attack on them. So this is what it is. It's not a walk in a park. I remember another time that I can mention where I injured my knee. So I went to the hospital. I'm so lucky because about 5-10 minutes beforehand, they walked into the hospital and basically executed everyone. So when I got there, it was just like, bro, I could till today, I could still smell that blood, that scent, bro, of people just dead. And I'm only lucky because there was one injured doctor and he said, bro, get out of here.
Did you how do you have to operate yourself as well?
Yeah, I've not on myself, but I've had to operate on a lot of people. I've had to operate on kids. I've had to operate on, adults. I'm somebody that's not medically trained.
Yeah.
I learnt basic first aid when I was out there. I've kind of learnt different bits and bobs, obviously working on a job. But yeah, I've had to do, some of the craziest things. I've had to take shrapnel out of people, bro.
When you experienced that, why did you not think to leave?
I did. Look, in the honest truth, and I'm not going to brag and act like, because this is what it is. I don't like to put up a bravado, bro.
Yeah.
I'm an honest guy. There was points where I thought, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. This is a madness, bro. But it was always in my mind to leave. And that's the honest truth. I didn't have an idea that I was going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask me this, why didn't you get married out there? Why didn't you think it? Because I never planned to stay there. Do you understand? I always planned to come back home. But I thought, whenever that door opens, it will open. Until then, let me try and do what I can. And for me, my goal was always to show both sides of Syria. Because what I realized very quickly is that a lot of people, and I'm very open and out there, especially charities themselves, they were using the situation as a marketing strategy. And the reason why I say that is not in a bad way. Obviously, they're going to film their thing and they're going to do their stuff.
Yeah.
But what happens is, in the end, it sends out an idea that Syria is just all these poor people and, there's nothing going on. And instead, and I remember a famous quote from Donald Trump where he said, Syria is just sand and tumbleweed.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of pushed me. So I done videos inside barbershops, bro, which I got very, very big backlash for. I had charities and people phone me up and say, delete that, bro. What are you doing? You're ruining the marketing. You're ruining it. I was like, I don't care. Do you understand? I'm trying to show what really goes on. A lot of people don't know that they are rich Syrians. There are people in Syria that have money. Alhamdulillah. Yes, they use their money to help other people and sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, you got to show those. You got to show that side. Yeah. You can't always just fake it till you make it. Do you understand? And this is what it is. So, alhamdulillah, with all the bad, I've been through good times there. After Eid, obviously we used to work on Eid and the next day. So after about 4 days after Eid, we used to go as a lad's little trip. It wasn't a kind of a big trip. Obviously, we can't travel on that. But an hour away from the area that we were in, there was swimming pools and little villas and stuff.
Yeah.
And the Syrian people used to let us come there and literally just chill. Just take this villa. You lot can have your little kind of rest day 2 off and swim. So this is what it is. I put all of this in content. I posted this on YouTube. This is all over my Instagram. So for me, it was about that. It was about showing both sides. Yes, showing the hardship and also showing that, look, there is people side, and the people are resilient, bro. And same as Palestine right now, you see, subhanAllah, how many people are still even through the bombardment, even through all of this situation that's going on, they're still there and they're still carrying on. Do you understand? And it's important for people to understand that because their lives don't just stop. I told this story before about the time when I was in Aleppo, and you know there was a guy in the middle of the road, and obviously we were in the market. The market got bombed, and after about 5, 10, 15 minutes max, the guy started dusting off his fruit in the market, and he carried on, and we were astonished. We were like,
it's
what
an
the hell?
ongoing, because it's an ongoing situation. Isn't
Exactly.
It? So there's not much you can do.
But this is what it is. He said to us, what do you expect me to do? Do you want me to cry for every guy that dies here? Or do you want me to carry on? I need to still, you know, make ends meet. I need to still look after my family. You know, a lot of people don't realize, especially in siege, people need to be able to carry on their lives so that they can pay to get out because it's not easy. So yeah, man, there's a lot that goes on in these places. There's a lot that happens in these war zones, and it's not very black and white. Because obviously, whatever you see on social media, and we know this for a fact, there's only one side.
Talk to me about the drug trade as well in Syria.
So yeah, the drug trade. You done your research because people don't ask me about this. So with the drug trade is a madness. I basically just happened upon this. It was a mad one. I was in a refugee camp and we were doing a distribution, and some kids came up to me and they were like, "Look, come to our kind of gaming room."
Yeah.
So I was like, alright, cool. So I followed them. As I said, I like to mingle with the people and chat to the people and stuff and kind of get on their level. I think it's very important. So I went with them. We'll go to this gaming room, and it's normal for Syrian kids to have like a little gaming room there, you know, a couple like old school computers. They play like, what do you call it? Like Battlefield like 2 or something. But yeah, these are like the kind of stuff they do. But when I got there, I realized, wait a second, I'm like, it's a bit weird in this place.
It's a bit booky in this place, yeah.
Bit booky. I kind of clocked that. Look, their eyes are a bit red. They've got like a fire outside where they're sitting, and like they're moving a bit like nitties.
How old were they?
Bro, this is like kids under 16, bro. Like the kids that took me there were about 9, 10.
Wow.
Yeah, there was kids that were like 6, bro, 6, 7. Obviously, what people don't understand is a 6, 7-year-old here is not the same as over there. They had to grow up a lot faster. So, yeah, so I've got there and they basically asked me a question. They said, "What do you want to drink?" Obviously, me being me, I kind of understood, but I didn't want to imply that I understood. So I said, yeah, I'll just have a Pepsi. They were like, no. What do you want to drink, bro? What do you want to drink? But they were kind of asking me in that way. It was a bit weird. It was like proper looking into my eyes, like, no. What do you want to drink? I was like, so I said, no, you know what? I'm all right. Then one of them clocked in it. They were like, okay, this guy is not really one of the Syrians. This guy's not one of the lads. So he was one of the oldest. He was about 16 years old. He goes to them, listen, like, get this guy out of here, bro. Well, who have you brought in here? So I walked back with these kids and I asked them, I said, listen, I said, what's this, man? I said, like, what's going on? I said, what do you want to drink me? So this kid's about 14, like 13, 14 max. And he goes to me, yeah, he means, you know, the pipe where you put the thing inside and you light it.
Yeah.
So I was like, Spanla, man. I was like, why are you lot doing that? And they were like, look, you know, we're trying to make ends meet. We're trying to do this for, you know, our mums, etc. I said, where'd you get it from, if I may ask? And they were like, we basically get it from this guy who comes and supplies us. But what he does is he makes us run across the Turkish border. We go like in the night, us young kids, because we're all youngsters, run across, grab the supply, come back, and we start selling it.
They thieve it?
No. So I thought they were jacking it, whatever. But basically, the reason why I didn't do this story as a full coverage, because I wanted to do a documentary on this. But obviously, I was doing a lot of research. What I realized is there's a lot of groups inside Syria that were supplying this stuff. And for me to do this story out there while I was there, I'm basically, not only did I already have a death warrant from ISIS and a couple of other groups, this would basically be the nail in the coffin.
Is it still on your head, by the way?
Yeah, I definitely, bro.
They're still after you?
Yeah. So obviously,
what did they want from you?
In terms of with the drug stuff, they're not really after me because I didn't really make it public enough like that. This is like, since I've been back, it's more of the stuff that I've spoken about. Inside Syria, I didn't really go to lengths to push it out there. In terms of like ISIS, obviously their issue with me is, bro, that I've spoke publicly against them, bro. You know, this is one thing I say to a lot of the lads on social media when these guys are chatting nonsense and talking about, yeah, we should do this and X, Y, and Z, bro, and they got their faces covered and then they don't want to show their face off. Just know you can't trust that guy because that guy's not willing to stand for what he believes in. The difference is I'll put my face out there, bro, and I'll say it how it is. So they know where I am. They know I know people that literally sent me death threats from England, bro. That said, yeah, we know where you live, this and that. Come, do you understand? I'm being honest. I've been put at the gun in front of a barrel.
What is it? What is it that you've done for them to react like that?
The fact that I've spoken against them, literally.
Okay.
The fact that I've come out publicly and I've said, look, these people are nasty people. These people are not what people deem them to believe. You know, they brainwashed a hell of a lot of people. Example, Shamima Begum. Bro, I feel sorry for the girl. Do you understand? I've never ever met her, but I feel sorry for her. A 15-year-old girl that got brainwashed into going out there. Basically, you know, it's a joke, bro. She's gone out there. Then not only did they use her, the media in the UK, I feel bad, bro. They used her as well. Do you understand? She was a pawn in their game to play against citizenship deprivation, and people don't understand this. You know, the fact that she lost her citizenship doesn't just implicate her, bro. That affects bare people. That affects any brown-skinned lad that's in the UK or woman that's in the UK. If we leave this country now and they have a problem with us, tomorrow you're gone, bro. You lose your citizenship. Do you understand? My uncle is one of the people that lost his citizenship as an aid worker, bro. So this is what it is. It spans more than just these people. But because she didn't know what she was doing, she went on TV and basically said, yeah, I saw heads and all of this nonsense, and got used. And then when she tried to change the narrative and they tried to change the story, the sad thing is, bro, people saw her as ingenuine and they didn't trust her. They say, okay, 1 minute she's in a burqa, next minute she's got no scarf on, whatnot, got a cap on. But for her, it's even worse because even in those refugee camps that she's in, bro, she'll get murked. Do you understand? So this is what it is. There's a lot that comes through it. But me speaking about these things openly and publicly puts a death sentence on my head, bro. Like, that's what it is. A target's on my back. And it's not only ISIS. I've spoken against other groups and gangs that out there, bro. You know, I've spoken against groups that have done torture. My uncle was kidnapped by a group and he was tortured. I came out publicly and spoke against them. Do you understand? And they didn't like that. So I wasn't allowed in the area. I had kids come up to my house, try to kill me, bro.
And these are just like random kidnaps? Or is there reasoning behind it?
No, random kidnap. Basically, they kidnapped him. The reasoning behind it is because of his aid. They wanted to take the money from him.
Right, okay.
They basically said, so give us 100% of the donations and we'll let you film a little bit on the side. And yeah, you just carry on acting like it's all good. We said no. And obviously they got vexed. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of politics at play on the ground. People don't realize this stuff and people don't know this stuff. And it's understandable, obviously, you're not out there, you don't know. But for someone like myself to come out and do this and speak about these things, it doesn't go away easy, innit? So, alhamdulillah though, bro. You know what it is? I don't fear it. Because for me...
Because I was going to say, I don't know, if I was in your position at that age,
yeah,
I think coming back, I'd be viewing things differently. I think I'll be acting differently as well.
Yeah, you know what it is? I don't, like, for me, I feel like I've done certain things for the right reason. And I hope they're for the right reason. Because look, at the end of the day, you and I know if we do this stuff for the wrong reason, man, it's not going to benefit us in the long run. Do you understand? I'm not trying to get killed for some stupidness, bro. Because then I might as well just go and fight for a state down the road and claim it's mine and die for something dumb. Do you understand? So this is what it is. I'm not doing this for those reasons. I'm doing it because I believe honestly and wholeheartedly that this is for the sake of Allah, number one. And number two, to help people, bro.
Yeah,
because whether that's people inside Syria, whether that's people in the UK, whether that's, you know, a young kid right now that's looking at an ISIS video and thinks, you know what, these guys are great and want me to go out there and be like them. You know, it's breaking those narratives, bro. So, yeah, man, it's important. And I think everything that I do stems back to advocacy. You know, coming back to the UK, I'm still working in charity. I'm working with a charity called Human Aid and Advocacy. Because more than giving that aid and more than helping people with that food box, if we don't speak up and we don't use our voices, then there's no point, because you're just basically, not in a bad way, but me saying this, bit in a mad way, is you're fattening up the lamb to slaughter, bro. You're giving these people food boxes and aid, so what? They can die the next couple of days. Whereas when you're doing stuff like advocating and speaking out and using our voice, because one of the biggest blessings we've got, bro, is that we speak English, and we take it for granted.
Yeah.
There are thousands of Syrians that are probably saying the same thing as me, but their voices ain't heard, bro. There's thousands of Palestinians that have come out, but which ones do you know? We know the ones that speak English, bro. The Mu'tazis, mashallah, the heroes like that speak English, that come out and say this stuff in English. It's only those that reach us. So it's important that we try and be like that. If we can even just take an element, I'm not saying everybody put your life at risk and, do like AJ, but I'm saying at the same time, try your best to do something, because we all have a voice and we all can make a difference in the world.
Now that you're married, what does your wife think of that? Is she not like a bit concerned?
She is, of course. Any wife would be. She, like, I've told her recently, and this is something I haven't mentioned before. So there's another convoy to Palestine soon, and I put my name in for it, inshallah, because I want to go out there. I want to help out. I know that, look, for me, I think that I'm a person that definitely can be a instrument and a big part of helping. My wife is not too keen. She's like,
what, to go and
to go to Palestine itself,
and help those in need.
It's not about helping those in need. She understands the reason, but obviously she knows with that comes, issues. So the way I'm gonna go is on the boat to Gaza, inshallah, if I get accepted. So the last time that this happened, the Israeli soldiers came down on the boat and killed people, bro. So it can happen, innit?
And this is what you want to do?
Yeah. Because I believe, look, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. There's no way I can kind of avoid it.
I don't know whether to think that's crazy or not.
For me, honestly, like...
Because one part is like, okay, cool, you're out there to help, to aid.
Yeah.
And the second part is like, you're putting your life at risk.
But the thing is, I don't see it as putting my life at risk, if I'm being honest. Because I honestly believe, at the end of the day, our life is in the hand of God. Our life is in the hands of Allah. If we're never gonna avoid death, bro. If it's written for me to die on that boat, whether I like it or not, I'm gonna be on that boat. Do you understand? Now, if I believe, and this is what it is, I believe that I can make a difference. Now, for me to go on something like this, I know that I got the influencer kind of esque to me. I've got the news stuff. I've got the podcast. I've got different things that I've done. To pull that in and try and help a cause is big, bro. Do you understand? There's not many people that are willing to risk it like that. So, as again, I always mention this. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts this from me, because I don't want to do this for, it's not a joke. And again, I don't want to do it just for a waste of time or a bit of fun.
How does one get selected?
For these things, you put in an application, to be honest, and see what happens.
People just apply for it.
People just apply for it.
This is all across the globe.
Yeah. So in terms of this like the last one was massive, bro. You had like people like George Galloway that were on it. It was a massive thing. If I would say to everybody, go search the 2010 Freedom Flotilla to Gaza. It was big news. It was all over the TV. The fact that the Israeli forces came on the boat, everybody got nicked. Everybody got sent to Israel. They were all in prison. British citizens were on that boat, and they basically got handed back afterwards. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy time.
And when did you find out if you get it or not?
I don't know yet.
How long ago did you do it?
I only put in the application like yesterday.
All right, so
this is like fresh news.
So this is what you were doing in the evening yesterday?
No, so like yesterday before I went to like the charity event and stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
But alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah.
What are the charities that you run here?
So I'm working with a charity called Human Aid and Advocacy.
Okay.
That's my basically full-time job at the moment.
Okay.
I'm still doing volunteering work for the charity that I co-founded, so Live Updates from Syria. Their stuff is sick, man. Like you can go and watch it all over the pages and that. So yeah, man, I'm heavily involved in different things, man. I'm trying to help out. I don't know if you've heard of 5 Pillars, the news platform. Trying to help out the brothers there. It's just whatever I can do, man. Whatever I can do in this life that I've given, alhamdulillah, I try and do in it.
Would you say like you're completely desensitized to everything that you see now?
100%. I said this before, like for me now, watching the content from Palestine, watching this stuff, bro, it's, you know what it is? I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it doesn't affect me, bro. Like, I can watch it all day long. I don't feel nothing. Do you understand? And it's quite sad because I feel like, you know, seeing, you know, humans get killed and seeing, you know, children and stuff, it's not a thing that you want to see and just be like, you know, my heart is like a stone. But at the same time, for me, it's always thinking about it in a different way to everyone else, whereas what can I do in this moment, or what would I advise people to do to help, those type of things. So yeah, so even with Palestine now, I've got a team through Human Aid and Advocacy. We've got a team on the ground there that are giving aid out. Obviously, my main goal in terms of charity is to move people away from primary aid, which is important, but I think we have a lot of people doing that, and going into infrastructure, education, and these type of projects that are bigger and that will benefit in the long run, that give people hope. So that, you know, because majority of the Syrians that I met, when you ask them, and this is normal, if I asked you right now, if you were homeless and I said to you, you know what, here's a bit of food, mate, what do you want in your life? You would say, bro, I want a home.
Yeah.
You understand? I want somewhere to live. So if you went through that for, you know, years on end, you feel like, you know, there's not really hope to life. And people don't talk about the side of, you know, of war. There's a lot of suicides, bro. There's a lot of, you know, people taking their own life because they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So to be able to do that and help people in that way is definitely important, man. You know, right now we have like the suicide lines and these type of things. They don't have those type of things, bro. Do you understand? And if you talk to 95% of the people that I've spoken to, they will say to you, you know what we want? We want someone to talk to. We just want to sit with somebody and tell our story. We just want to get this stuff out. Obviously, it's difficult for, you know, a lot of people, especially, you know, going on deployments and stuff. We don't really speak the language. But obviously, alhamdulillah, because I was there for 10 years, I learned it. But as I said, general people, when you go there, you don't really fully understand. You can't really converse. Whereas for the Syrian people and for the people now, especially in Gaza, it would be the same. Sitting there and having that conversation with them and just letting them tell you their story is the world for them. So yeah, man, it's those things.
I've got a question. You see, when you were in Syria, how comes you were seen as a target, although you were of help most of the time? Was that because you just weren't one of them?
For groups out there?
Yeah,
definitely.
So that was the main reason. It's just
so look, you have to understand, out there, there's different groups. There's loads of different groups. There's loads of groups inside those groups. So it's kind of a mess. Now, later on in the years, so now 2022 or 2024, I mean, from 2022 to about 2024, there's only two main groups. But again, inside them, they have other groups. So what you have to do is when you're out there, they expect that, look, you follow the certain rules that we've kind of set. You abide by what we put down. Now, it doesn't work in every sense because, especially with charity and aid, we have the donor or the person that's donating that money has a right over us. Their right is that we get their aid to the people that need it. Do you understand? So, in a sense, what happens in these countries sometimes is because there's a new kind of government or rebel group that's in charge, they expect a certain amount of that money. And alhamdulillah, like we've never had this issue until later on where they were like, listen, you need to give us money. Obviously, when it got to that, we opposed it. But this is what it's very difficult for people to do that. Say, listen, we're not giving you nothing. This is for the people here. This is for the people that have donated. We're going to go and donate it. You understand? A lot of charities may give in and say, you know what? I understand these people, these rebels, they need the money. We got to give them the money and we got to give to other people as well. Do you understand? So, yeah, man. And then also on top of that, again, abiding by their rules, etc. Maybe, you know, they expect us to kind of, I don't know, like there's different elements. Expect us to kind of follow the way that they set. Example, when my uncle was kidnapped, they basically put down a rule that he can't do any media. We were like, no. We were like, that's not. There's no way we're gonna accept that rule.
Is your uncle still out there, by the way?
My uncle is still out there. Yeah, my
Okay.
uncle is stateless, so he can't come back to the UK. He's got no citizenship.
Oh man.
So yeah, he is like he was all over the news for it, etc. But he's an aid worker that got his citizenship stripped. So there's no chance for him to come back. So yeah, he's kind of stuck there in a sense. But I think if you asked him, he would say, yeah, stuck in a good way, not in a bad way.
What was the police like out there?
There is no police like that. So this is what it is. If I go into like the groups and stuff.
Yeah.
So what in a sense happens is a group takes over the area, and they will have military guys on the streets.
Right.
So it's not really a police force. You will have these guys, they will do what they want to do, but then also you have opportunists inside them. So what you'll have is like, I've had some of these military guys try and rob me, bro. I've had some of these guys stick me up at gunpoint, bro, to try and kill me. Like, this is what happens. So if they don't like you, it's raps for you. Do you understand? Unless you've got a bit of backing, which alhamdulillah, because we're publicly known, it's a bit difficult for them to do certain things. So example, when my uncle got kidnapped and tortured, they were forced to let him out because of the media pressure. Because the fact that people out here in the UK started talking about it, there was a whole campaign for him. And then not only that, as I said in the beginning, a lot of foreigners and a lot of people, they don't necessarily see the importance in when you go to other countries, sitting and conversing with the people and giving the people the respect that they're the people of the land. Obviously, we've got tourists and stuff, so we're not really needed to do that. But for us out there in a war zone, it's very important. So, alhamdulillah, having people that supported us from the Syrians themselves, they would come out and back you themselves. Do you understand? So, example, again, when my uncle was kidnapped, the first time in history of Syria where they came out for a foreigner, bro. These are people that are putting their life on the line, because remember, the difference between them and us is people will shoot them, bro, and they don't have a difference. These lot are deaf, like their death toll doesn't really count. Whereas our numbers, if we say AJ's on the news because he got killed by a group, there will be a issue for them. Do you understand? So yeah, man, those type of things happen, and this is like kind of what happens when a group is taken area.
Are you allowed, if you can mention how he got tortured?
Yeah. So my uncle basically he was out with his wife.
Yeah.
And they were basically looking at an apartment to rent.
Yeah.
And what happened was basically a couple cars pulled up. I wasn't there at this moment, but this is the stories that I've got. A couple cars pulled up and basically just took him off the road. They tried to get into the house. He tried to shut the door. They took him out the house, took him off the road. He put up a fight, but in the end they're all armed. Like we're unarmed, innit?
Yeah.
So they took him, and we didn't know. I got a phone call from my sister who lives close by, and she was like, "Look, I think something's going down. I can hear some noise. Can you go and check it out?" So I've come to her house. I picked her up, obviously moved her to safety, and now I found out, okay, what's going on. I've gone to the house that they were looking at. I see there's blood on the floor, etc. So I know, okay, something's gone down. I've kind of alerted the people that are in my community, so the Syrians, my own people, my brother-in-law, etc. Everyone's kind of ready just in case anything happens. Then what happened was they basically came and raided our compounds. So we had a school with like my uncle's house in kind of the same compound. They raided the whole place, locked it off, basically put my auntie under house arrest as well. And this went on for a couple of days. Obviously, me being me, I fought to kind of get in. I went in there. I was like, listen, this is my house. You're going to tell me that I can come in or can't come in. I basically just checked them, bro. Bro, I literally, they were proper vexed, because the worst thing is I knew some of the lads that were there. Because again, these are Syrian refugees. And sadly, a lot of the boys that are in these groups are about under the age of 16, bro. Because easily brainwashed, bro. This is what it is. They don't know right from wrong. So I knew some of them, and I literally just stood up and I said, listen, bruv, because they tried to pat me down. I said, no, who are you to pat me down? I patted the guy down. So he was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, listen, bro, I'll smack you up in front of everybody here. And in Arab culture, that's a violation, bro. You can't, yeah, exactly. You can't be saying stuff like that. So they were like, what? Who's this? What is he saying? I was like, what? This is my house kind of thing. Being a Brit, innit, we got that staunchness to us. So I was like, what? Come on then, let's go. Let's fight, bro. I don't mind. I'll scrap all of you. So they kind of just thought, this guy's crazy. Let him go, innit. Let him just do his thing. But on the other side, my uncle, the way he got tortured and the whole situation with him. So when he was taken, they took him to this place underground, kind of like makeshift prison. They put a rod between his legs and put his legs inside a tire.
Yeah.
They got a electric cable, and started whipping him. So you're unable to move because you're tied to this rod. But at the same time, you're getting questioned and getting whipped. So I saw him, because what they started to do, and this is what I realized, is they started to make rules for us. Now with a normal Syrian, when you get kidnapped, nobody knows where you're gone, bruv. With my uncle, because we were putting on a lot of media pressure, I've come out publicly, I've said my uncle's got kidnapped. Not only that, I'm doing updates for people. I'm telling them this is what I've seen, this is the blood that I found. Da, da, da. They basically said to us, yeah, you can come visit him. They were like trying to backtrack. They were like, oh no, we didn't kidnap him. We took him and we arrested him. And the worst thing is, bro,
trying to protect themselves, yeah.
Not only that they were protecting themselves, they had foreigners that were trying to protect them, bro. And foreigners that, when I say this, these are people that are supposed to be influential, like aid workers, doctors, do you understand? People that people here support, bro. They were coming to me and telling me, no, bro, don't do this, don't go out publicly, don't talk about them. They're the rule on the ground, they're the government, let them, respect them, they're doing the right thing. And I was like, brother, are you lot
mad? Yeah.
Are you lot mad, bro? What is this? And even some of them were like properly involved, bro. Do you understand? To the point where they, like, some of them even came out later and said, yeah, we snitched your uncle. And what? Do you understand? Because of, and if I told you, it was literally because of hatred that my uncle is more popular in the aid sector than them. Do you understand? And this is what it is, a dog eat dog out here, bro. Those type of things happen. And for them, that's the way that they thought they can deal with the situation. Get him nicked, get him a bit tortured, he might shut his mouth and we can take the aid. I remember one of them coming to my house and saying to us, what you do here is, listen, bro, you sign over the organization to me. I will spot you the money for a little bit, because obviously all of the aid had stopped. Everything kind of went to a standstill. Then you know what? We'll sort it out, innit? I was like, bruv, are you mad? I ain't signing nothing to you, bro.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's
you lot are
mad.
scum, bro. So this is what it is. These type of things happen. Then I had their relatives, etc. Because obviously now I'm talking against people that are like public figures, bro. I had people from here in England, their relatives, messaging me, bro, cussing me out, sending me death threats, bro. Watch, if we see you in the ends, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
How did they know it was you?
Because, again, all of it's public, bro. I'm coming out as AJ on my platform, on our live updates platform, talking about this stuff openly, bro.
Okay, he's
Do you understand?
He's the guy.
Exactly, bro. So they were like not having it, bro. So yeah, man, it was a mad time. Then basically they released him, and then what happened was, randomly, my uncle was in like a shop, and he basically saw the guy that tortured him somehow. So he was supposed to be blindfolded, but I don't know how he managed to recognize him.
We recognize him, yeah.
So he obviously, again, being a Brit that we are, started filming. It was like, this is my torturer, this is the guy that tortured me, whatever. So they kidnapped him again.
No.
So yeah, so then we had to fight that case to get him back out again. He basically said to the guy, "Fear Allah," and the guy got vexed. He was like, "What? Why are you gonna film me?" Tried to beat him up on camera. All of this stuff's out there now. It's all been released. But yeah, man, it was nuts.
The footage is online.
Yeah.
You have access to that.
Yeah.
I need to see this.
So yeah, the footage is online. And yeah, man, I told you, like, it was so mad. even the fact that these public figures and, you know, doctors, aid workers were conniving to the point, bro, when my uncle was released,
Yeah.
they basically stood next to him like they helped him out. And imagine the worst thing is, yeah, so all of this has happened in the span of like 3-4 months. My uncle's inside and he doesn't know. He's thinking, oh, these guys are actually helping me. These guys are honest guys. I had to kind of break to him the news that, you know what, these guys are snakes, bro. And I remember, subhanAllah, this will never ever leave me. I was in a room full of them. So these guys that were basically snakes in the grass, bro, and my uncle and whatnot. And he asked them, he said to them, bro, I told you that I was tortured and I showed you the marks. And one of them said to him, he said, you told me to not show my family because you're going to handle it. He said, but then you went online and said to people, because remember, it started a media campaign, bro. I was talking against them. They're talking against me. They went online and done a whole podcast, bro, about how my little kid and I don't know what I'm talking about. And my uncle is fine. And he's like Yusuf alayhi salam. He's reading books in prison. He's having fun. He's having a nice time. So that's what he said to them. He was heartbroken, bro. He said to them, look, like, this is what you're saying about me online. What's going on? Like, and the guy said, what? You deserve it, bruv. You deserve to be tortured. Furthermore, it's allowed anyway. It's in Islam, it's allowed for you to be tortured. And we were like, bruv, where are you coming up with these rules, bro? You're just making up stuff at this point. But yeah, man, it was a crazy situation. And this is what I said, like going back to what I said about the groups and stuff. This is sometimes what happens out there. Groups basically start putting down their own rules. They will make up stuff that they believe, or even not even believe, that is Islam. So they will take stuff out of context. They'll put stuff into place. Like ISIS, obviously killing people. Majority of the people that they killed, bro, were Muslims. Do you understand? People don't talk about that. Yes, they done these atrocities in other countries, going and, you know, murdering people in the middle of the road. But they did that in Syria, bro. They killed people in the middle of the road. They killed Muslims in front of me. I remember seeing a guy getting pulled out of a house and just shot in the head. You understand? And we were like, what the hell is this, bro? Well, they were like, no, he's not Muslim. And we were like, well, where's your evidence, bro? You can't just shoot somebody, bro. You're not judge, jury, executioner, bro. It doesn't work like this. But obviously, you know, these things happen out there. So yeah, man.
Do you not fear your family right now? You're still out there.
An element of me does.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I gotta know that, look, hopefully, inshallah, they're doing it again for the right reason, and they're trying their best in it. If something happens to them, something happens to them. You know, there's nothing I can do. Obviously, I would always advise them to stay safe. I would always advise them to take precautions. I do say to them, don't be like me. I'm in that case, but take it, one step at a time. Especially like my brothers and sisters. They're like, even with my brothers, I'll tell them, don't do what I'm doing. Do you understand? Like, I've chosen a path that's difficult.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
How many siblings do you have?
5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I've got 2 little brothers.
Yeah,
One of them's 16, going on 17. One of them's 4.
And they're all there?
They're all there.
And you're the only one who came back?
I'm the only one that came back. I wish I could bring them back. There's some of my siblings that do want to come back, but to get them back will be too difficult, bro. Like, for me, just explaining the way I came out, bro, is a madness in of itself, I basically left Syria at 4 a.m, got into the back of a Hilux car that was like a flatbed, one of those like hybrid things, with 30 sisters, bro.
Really?
In the back of a car, squashed, bro. There was women fainting on me. There's kids crying. There's sisters that had to take off their hijab because of the humidity, bro. We were like hot in this car. We've come through the border, and there was actually 2 cars. I was in this one, and there was one with like mixed families and whatnot.
Crazy, what?
It's mad, bro. This is what people do to get across the border. Bear in mind that all of these people have to pay
And of
money.
course, that was meant to be private, of course, when people... The 4 a.m. was like the cool time to
get out.
Okay.
Because obviously it's night, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, we just come across the Turkish wall, and then it turns into like a proper GTA 5-star police race, bro. I just see the 5 stars on the top, bro. I swear down, all I heard was... Boom. So now... Obviously, we're in a Hilux. He chucked it into 4x4 and he's booting it, bro. But he's like hitting the bumps. It's just like, bah. And bear in mind, I can't say a word because I have to keep my mouth shut, bro. I'm a foreigner. I'm not a Syrian, do you understand? For for the Syrians, they will realize straight away that this guy, he ain't one of us. So, alhamdulillah, we broke through, and sadly, it was because the other car crashed. So the police went and kind of got them. This is the Turkish police now, the Turkish military. We got away, come out some olive trees, jumped out the car, switched cars, got into like Turkish cars. Then basically we're driving, and all these women are kind of getting out. They're going to different places, and I realized, wait a second, like these guys are not letting me go. Like there's something going on. So they go to me, no, we're gonna take you to a safe house. We're gonna let you go from there. So I'm thinking, safe house? Yeah, I ain't supposed to go to safe house. They're supposed to drop me on the road. They take me to this safe house, lock the door, and say, if you don't give us $9,000, we're letting you go. So I'm like, I sat back. I'm used to these situations now, innit? I just said, listen, at this time I was like properly ill. I said, listen, I'm ill. I'm going to die. I said, have fun. There's no $9,000 for you guys because I ain't got $9,000. I said, my family ain't going to pay for me because I'm a waste man. I said, so let's chill. You know, what we doing here for the rest of my life? And at this point, I've been told by the doctors I have like 1 or 2 years to live max. So I was like, I've got time, bro. Let's do this. 1 year, let's chill. So they kind of changed strategy. And what I did was, in my strategy, I basically dumbed down my Arabic even more. So I can speak to about 80%.
Yeah.
I made it about 30. So I'm speaking like the most ghetto Arabic ever, bro. So what basically that done was made them trust me. So they thought, okay, this guy don't know what we're saying. We can talk in fast Arabic. We can sit in front of him and talk.
Yeah.
So they're properly having a conversation,
You're playing
bro.
stupid.
And the thing is, it's like 4 lions, bro. These man are...
Yeah.
It was hilarious, bro. They're having a conversation, yeah? And they're like, one of them's like, listen, we just let him go, bro. He's going to die. The other guy's like, nope, we're getting our $9,000. We ain't letting him go. The other guy's like, listen, I don't really mind if it's just a little bit. Like, we don't need $9,000. We just need a little bit, innit?
Yeah.
So now I can hear them, bro. I trust me, bro. It was hilarious, yeah? I can hear them and I'm thinking, okay, cool. Now I know what strat to go with, didn't it?
Yeah.
Then they come back to me and they said, yeah, we're going to hand you in to the Turkish government as an ISIS. I just looked at the guy. I said, go for it. I said, no problem. I said, listen.
Bro, it sounds like some mad skit or a sketch.
Bro, I swear down, yeah, this is what it is. Like, if you saw this on SNL or something, you'd be like, rah, this is funny, bro.
It's like something out of like Harold and Kumar or something.
Honestly, bro, I said to the guy, go for it. I said, go, hand me in. I said, I'm a British citizen. You're a Syrian. I said, look, I'm not even disrespecting you, but who they going to trust? Me or you? I'm a journalist. I'm an aid worker. I've spoken against ISIS. There's no way you could put these charges on me, bro. They're going to have to deport me back to England.
Yeah.
I said, so you're giving me a free ticket back home? So they were like, oh, we can't do that. So now they're like even more stressed, bro. They're like, what are we going to do with this guy? Can't get no money out of him. They're back to their conversation. They're like, look, like one of them's like proper pleading to him. He's like, bro, look, he's just a young kid. Just let him go. Like, what do we do? So anyway, cut a long story short, goes on for about 5 hours. Yeah, I'm chilling with them. Till I got to the point where I was like, listen, guys. I said, look, I don't have no money. But if you take my phone, which is an iPhone 13 at that time, I said, you lot can keep it, bruv. You got it anyway, because when you come out, you have to give them your phone and stuff so that you're not tracking them and whatnot.
Yeah.
I said, you got it anyway. I said, keep it, bruv. I said, let me format it. You lot can have the phone and let me go. I said, that's all the money I've got. So they were like, all right, cool. I think the other two got bumped anyway. The guy that wanted the money jacked the phone. I said to them, okay, now, I said, but on the condition, you just drop me off in the middle of the road and just leave me be, bruv. So they done the whole thing. And then I'm like, yeah, so all right, cool, let's drop me off now. So he looks at me and he goes, but brother, what if you get kidnapped? I was like, are you lot taking the mick? I was like, you've kidnapped me already. Who cares, bro? Just go drop me off, man.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me go, innit? So then at the end, they just dropped me off in the middle of nowhere. And alhamdulillah, I managed to get around in it.
Before we wrap, I got 2 more questions. Out of everything you've experienced out there, what was the scariest thing you've witnessed?
Oh, the scariest thing I've witnessed, subhanAllah, I would say being in the hospital in Aleppo, bro.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah, not only just the hospital in Aleppo, so I've been to different hospitals and we basically named them different things. We call them like hospital X, Y, and Z because we couldn't, for security reasons, we couldn't put it out there. But yeah, seeing how many children, subhanAllah, come in daily, bro, with injuries that are beyond me, bro. You like, if you saw them out here in the UK, you would be like, raw. Like seeing a little cut. I remember just off that point, a funny story of like a little kid. He came in with a little cut, and he's screaming, yeah. And like we just done little stitches, and we're like, it's gonna be alright, you can go. But subhanAllah, like that was like the most funny part of it, because there was so many other kids, bro, that were like, some kids are in body bags, bro, straight out the door. Some kids, subhanAllah, they like got, you know, parts of their face missing, bro. I remember, you know, I can go into like graphic detail of stuff that I've seen, you know. But yeah, I remember like a little girl, subhanAllah, coming into the hospital, and she had a Hello Kitty t-shirt on, or jumper, and it was pink. And I remember just walking through the corridor and seeing, because I was allowed in the ICU, because not only because I was like helping the medical guys, but also because I was filming.
Yeah.
Seeing the blood on the floor, bro, while they're trying to mop it up, and then seeing like a tube in her mouth, but her jaw basically was cut, bro, open. And her dad sitting in the corridor crying, saying, look, we're just home, bro, and this happened to us. Well, what do we do? You know, subhanAllah, those kind of things never ever leave you. Like, I remember in the same day, bro, this is like 2 a.m. now, later on in the day, we had 2 kids come in, and they were side by side on the bed. And one of them saying to me, he's talking to me, I'm checking how they are, whatnot.
Yeah.
I've checked the pulse of one of the kids, and he's passed away. And his cousin's on the other bed, and he's saying to me, what's going on with my cousin? And I'm trying to basically evade the question, bro. I'm trying to say to him, no, but how are you? Are you okay? What, have you got any injuries? No, but what about my cousin? I came with my cousin. I'm like, listen, don't worry about your cousin right now. Are you okay? Do you understand? And then, subhanAllah, going to bury kids, bro, without their parents being there, because we have no way of connecting with them. You know, the best that they would do was call on a mic in a masjid and say, listen, if your kid has a blue t-shirt, and this is on the honest truth, I've got the footage of this stuff, bro, of the same kid, the one that I pronounced dead, in a blue t-shirt, bro, and they're saying, you know, is your kid in a blue t-shirt, did he get injured in, you know, one of the areas close by, please come to the hospital now. Hour goes by, 2 hours go by, bro. If you haven't come to collect your kid, the max they're gonna wait is about 2 hours, bro, and then your kid is getting buried. And some parents, bro, will be left with that thing in their mind that their kid is coming home one day, and that kid's never gonna come back. So yeah, I'd say that's the most, you know, subhanAllah.
Tell me one like big learning from when you came back here.
From when I got back,
Yeah.
a big learning. Oh, I don't know, you know. That's a difficult question.
Did you not like come back and you thought to yourself, I don't know, something that made you stronger?
I just realized, bro, that we are so blessed, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the first thing I did when I came back, I had my chicken burger. I was like, yeah.
We were born here, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm born here.
But you were born in Walthamstow.
No, so I'm born. Well, I was born in South London, because obviously because of my heart problem.
Yeah.
But I was raised in Manor Park. So I'm a proper East boy. I only moved to Walthamstow because my family's out there.
Okay.
So yeah, I never lived in Walthamstow. We were all in Manor Park.
Yeah.
My uncle got stabbed in Manor Park in Warrior Square. I don't know if you know about Warrior Square.
I don't know.
So it's like a estate, but it's known for like that bare kids getting stabbed and whatnot. So he basically went there, obviously tried to be a bit hard, got his beamer jacked and got stabbed. And to be honest, that's what one of the things that he says was a turning point in his life, what made him get into all of this work in the first place. He realized, you know what, I'm just going to die for some stupidness, bruv.
Yeah.
So this is what it is. So his family moved out of Manor Park. So my grandparents and that. And I remember coming back to England and they were like, please, for the love, if you love us, just don't be like him.
Yeah.
Don't do no stupidness. Don't go to these areas and whatnot. And they quickly realized I'm not like that. I'm just chill. But yeah, alhamdulillah, like just the fact that we're blessed, man. Things that I missed out there, like food, bro, microwaves, to be able to speak to people in English, bro. Like you don't realize 10 years, bro, and I don't have, you know, people.
What year were you in school here?
8.
Okay, and that's when you
When
went.
I chipped. Yeah. So
Okay.
end of year 8, just beginning of year 9.
Okay,
Summer holidays, bro.
nice.
So yeah, alhamdulillah.
What's next for you?
I don't know, man. Whatever comes my way, inshallah, man. Obviously I want to travel. I've never been able to travel, so I've been to Italy since I've been back.
Okay,
That was
nice.
like my honeymoon thing.
Oh, you had in Italy.
Yeah, I went Venice, bro.
Okay, yeah, because
Well,
I'm
Venice.
planning on going. I've never been there. I really want to go.
I enjoyed it, you know. I
Yeah.
didn't. I stayed for 3 days.
Yeah,
I think more than that I would have been bored. But 3 days in Venice was nice.
I heard Rome or Milan's pretty good.
I've never been, man. But this is what it is. Now I just want to stamp my passport, bro, and get to as many places as I can.
Which country do you want to go to next?
I think my cousin, or no, my auntie was telling me yesterday that they're going to Albania.
Okay.
So I was like, alright, cool, shout, I'm with you. Like, and they were like, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm coming with you. They're like, alright, cool, come. So yeah, I'm just trying to sort my daughter's passport because
Nice.
obviously she's newly born, 6 months now, alhamdulillah.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, man, alhamdulillah, man. So just trying to sort her passport, then I'm off to Albania, hopefully, man.
Cool, good, bro. I wish you all the best. AJ, thank you so much for coming on.
Love, bro.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. That was quite good.
Alhamdulillah.
It's a wholesome ending now.
It's been an honor, bro. Jazakallah khair, man.
Yeah, cool, bro. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you for coming on. Thank you, my bro.